जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा।
Hare Krishna, thank you very much. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana-salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vande Aham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sarvadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavranda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Nangaite Girim Yatpatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarine. Hare Krishna. So after few weeks of break, we restart this class again. So when His Holiness Bhanu Swami Maharaj was here, we had a seminar on Nectar of Instruction by Maharaj, and Maharaj explained about each shloka and what are the points that Sri Rupa Goswami wants us to understand for executing our bhakti. So we just read the first 5 shlokas, right? So first first shloka specifies what are the control or vegam that we have uh, uh, to control. What are the urges that come that we have to control, and means we from our daily experience we can find that these are very first step itself is not so easy, where we each one of us has to, at least for myself I am saying that it's very difficult to control these urges like speak and mind and anger, tongue, belly, genital. It's not so easy. That's why Rupa Goswami says first step is this. Till you are able to do this thing, the pure bhakti process is still not completely started. So we are doing Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, but we are still at the material platform where we are struggling to control our senses. So Maharaj also told that this Anartha Nivrutti stage is always very long. It depends on our determination. Then second shloka is actually to help us to control the senses, right? What you should not do, which will, or if these activities reduce our bhakti. When bhakti reduce means the determination for bhakti reduces. So then text 3 gives the 6 things, those are favorable. So we should try to do these things more and more. And then fourth is how to associate with devotees. So from third shloka to fourth shloka is more deeper understanding of association of devotees. And of course, to do the fourth shloka, whatever mentioned, the qualities of text 3 are required, like being patient, uh, being humble. These are the qualities which are required to associate with the devotees. Okay, offering gifts and everything we keep doing, but in that process also we need lot of patience and enthusiasm to do the same thing again and again, even if it does not give results. And then in association also, whom to associate, how to associate is explained in the text 5. So the text 6 is very interesting with connection to text 5. Right? So here Rupa Goswami explains that how you associate with different type of devotees, and in which way, how to offer the respect to each devotee at different level. Now in the sixth text it's more deep. uh, let's read that. Like, even if associating and differentiating and in offering the respects, we should be very careful what we should not do while we had very several questions, like why we have to differentiate, why we see different type of devotees, all this, right? So let's read this sixth verse, which is more deeper understanding on that. दृष्टै स्वभावजनितैर्वपुषश्च दोषैर्न प्राकृतात्वम् इह भक्तजनस्य पश्येत् गंगा अम्बसां न कालु खालु बुद्धुभा बुद्बुदा फेन पंकैर ब्रह्मद्रवत्वम् अपगच्छति नीरधर्मे. दृष्टै स्वभावजनितैर्वपुषश्च दोषैर्न प्राकृतात्वम् इह भक्तजनस्य पश्येत् गंगा अम्बसां न खालो बुद्बुदाफेन पंखे ब्रह्मद्रवन्तम् अपगच्छति नीरधर्मे. दृष्ट्वा, seen by ordinary vision, swabhava janitae, born of one's own nature, vapusha, of the body, cha, and doshe, by the faults, no, not prakrutatvam, the state of being material, iha, in this world, bhakta janasya, of a pure devotee, pashyet, one should see. Pashyet word has come first time. Ganga ambusham, of the Ganges water, no, not khalu, certainly, budbuda, phena pankhe, by bubbles, foam and mud, brahma dhruvatvam, the transcendental nature, apagacchati, is spoiled, nira dharma, the characteristic of water. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Being situated in his original Krishna conscious position, a purity does not identify with the body. Such a devotee should not be seen from materialistic point of view. Indeed, one should overlook a devotee's having a body born in low family, a body with bad complexion or deformed body, or a diseased or infirm body. According to ordinary vision, such imperfections may seem prominent in the body of pure devotee, but despite such seeming defects, the body of pure devotee cannot be polluted. It is exactly like the water of the Ganges, which sometimes during the rainy season are full of bubbles, foam, and mud. The Ganges water do not become polluted. Those who are advanced in spiritual understanding will bathe in Ganges without considering the condition of water. But I will read little bit and someone can please help to read. Shuddha Bhakti, the activity of soul, proper in other words, the activity of soul proper. In other words, engagement in transcendental loving service of the Lord is performed in liberated condition. In Bhagavad Gita 14.26, it is stated, Mam cha yo vyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunam samati taitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. One who engages in devotional service, who does not fall in any circumstances, at once transcends the modes of nature and thus comes to the level of Brahman. Avyabhicharini bhakti means unalloyed devotion. A person engaged in devotional service must be free from material motives. In this Krishna consciousness movement, one's consciousness must be changed. If consciousness is aimed towards material enjoyment, it is material consciousness, and if it is aimed towards serving Krishna, it is Krishna consciousness. A surrendered soul serves Krishna without material consideration. Anya abhilashita shunyam. Jnana Karmadi Anavrutam, unalloyed devotional service which is transcendental to activities of body and mind, such as Jnana, mental speculation, karma, fruitive activities called pure bhakti. Bhakti yoga is proper activity of the soul, and when one actually engages in unalloyed, uncontaminated devotional service, he is already liberated. Sagunan samatitai. Tyaita. Krishna's devotee is not subject to material condition, even though his bodily features may appear materially conditioned. One should therefore not see a pure devotee from materialistic point of view. Unless one is actually a devotee, he cannot see another devotee perfectly. As explained in the previous verse, there are three types of devotees: Kanishtadhikari, Madhyamadhikari, and Uttamadhikari. The Kanishtadhikari cannot distinguish between devotee and non-devotee. He is simply concerned with worshipping the deity in temple. Madhyamadhikari, however, can distinguish between the devotee and non-devotee, as well as between devotee and the Lord. Thus, he treats the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the devotee and non-devotee, in different ways. One should No one should criticize the bodily defects of a pure devotee. If there are such defects, they should be overlooked. What should be taken into account is the spiritual master's main business, which is devotional service, pure service to the Supreme Lord, as stated in Bhagavad Gita 9:30. Aphicheta duracharo bhajate mam ananya bhak sadur eva chamantavya samyak vyavasito hisa. Even if a devotee commits, sometimes seems to engage in amenable activities, he should be considered a sadhu, a saintly person, because his actual identity is that of one engaged in the loving service of Lord. In other words, he is not to be considered ordinary human being. Can somebody read from here,
Okay.
if
Hare
possible?
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Even though a pure devotee may not be born in a Brahmana or Goswami family, if he is engaged in the service of the Lord, he should not be neglected. In actuality, there cannot be a family of Goswamis based on material considerations, caste, or heredity. The Goswami title is actually the monopoly of the pure devotees. Thus, we speak of the six Goswamis, headed by Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami had particularly become Mohammedans and had therefore changed their names to Kabira Kasa and Shakara Malika. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself made them Goswamis. Therefore, the Goswami's title is not hereditary. The word Goswami refers to one who can control his senses, who is master of the senses. A devotee is not controlled by the senses, but is the controller of the senses. Consequently, he is to be called Swami or Goswami, even though he may not be born in a Goswami family. According to this formula, the Goswami who are descendant of Sri Nityananda Prabhu and Sri Advaita Prabhu are certainly devotees. But devotees coming from other families should not be discriminated against. Indeed, whether the devotees come from a family of previous acharyas or from an ordinary family, they should be treated equally. One should not think, oh, here is an American Goswami and discriminate against him. Nor should not one think Nor should one think here is a Nityananda Vamsa Goswami. That is an uncurrent of protest against our awarding the title Goswami to the American Vaishnavas of the Krishna consciousness movement. Sometimes people flatly tell the American devotees that their sannyasa or title of Goswami is not a bona fide. However, according to the statements of the Srila Rupa Goswami in this verse, an American Goswami and a Goswami in a family of acharyas are non different. On the other hand, a devotee who has attained the title of Goswami but is not born of a Brahmana father or of a Goswami in the family of Nityananda or Advaita Prabhu should not be artificially puffed up by thinking that he has become a Goswami. He should always remember that as soon as he becomes materially puffed up, he immediately falls down. This Krishna consciousness movement is a transcendental science and there is no room for jealousy. This movement is meant for the Paramahamsas who are completely free from all jealousy. Pramanam Nirvana Nirmat Nirmatsaranam. One should not be jealous whether he is born in a family of Goswami or has the title of Goswami awarded to him. As soon as anyone becomes envious, he falls from the platform of Paramahamsa. If we consider the bodily defect of a Vaishnava, we should understand that we are committing an offense at the lotus feet of the Vaishnava. An offense at the lotus feet of the Vaishnava is very serious. Indeed, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has described this offense as Hathi Mata, the mad elephant offense. A mad elephant can create a disaster, especially when it enters into a nicely trimmed garden. One should therefore be very careful not to commit any offense against a Vaishnava. Every devotee should be ready to take instruction from his superior Vaishnava, and the superior Vaishnava must be ready to help an inferior Vaishnava in all respects. One is superior or inferior according to his spiritual development in Krishna consciousness. One is forbidden to observe the activities of a pure Vaishnava from a material point of view. For the neophyte, especially considering a pure devotee from a material point of view, is very injurious. One should therefore avoid observing a pure devotee externally, but should try to see the internal features and understand how he is engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. In this way, one can avoid seeing the pure devotee from material point of view, and thus one can gradually become a purified devotee himself. Those who think that Krishna consciousness is limited to a certain section of people, a certain section of devotees, or a certain tract of land are generally prone to see the external features of the devotee. Such neophytes, unable to appreciate the exalted service of the advanced devotee, try to bring the Mahabhagavata to their platform. We experience such a difficulty in propagating this Krishna consciousness all over the world. Unfortunately, we are surrounded by neophyte God brothers who do not appreciate the extraordinary activities of spreading Krishna consciousness all over the world. They simply try to bring us to their platform and they try to criticize us in every respect. We, we very much regret their naive activities and poor fund of knowledge. An empowered person who is actually engaged in the confidential service of the Lord should not be treated as an ordinary human being, for it is stated that unless one is empowered by Krishna, one cannot spread the Krishna consciousness movement all over the world. When one thus criticizes a pure devotee, he commits an offense, Vaishnava Aparadha. This is very obstructive and dangerous for those who desire to advance in Krishna consciousness. A person cannot derive any spiritual benefit when he offends the lotus feet of a Vaishnava. Everyone should therefore be careful not to be jealous of an empowered Vaishnava or a Suddha Vaishnava. It is also an offense to consider an empowered Vaishnava an object of disciplinary action. It is offensive to try to give him advice or to correct him. One can distinguish between a neophyte Vaishnava and an advanced devote. advanced Vaishnava by their activities. The advanced Vaishnava is always situated as a spiritual master, and the neophyte is always considered his disciple. The spiritual master must not be subjected to the advice of a disciple, nor should a spiritual master be obliged to take instruction from those who are not his disciples. This is the sum and substances of Sri Rupa Goswami's advice in the sixth verse. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, thank you very much. The advanced Vaishnava is always situated as spiritual master, and the neophyte is always considered his disciple. The spiritual master must not be subjected to the advice of a disciple, nor should a spiritual master be obliged to take instructions from those who are not his disciples. This is the some substance of Sri Rupa Goswami's advice in the sixth verse. Being situated in his original Krishna conscious position, a pure devotee does not identify with body. Such a devotee should not be seen from materialistic point of view. Indeed, one should overlook a devotee having a body born in low family, a body with bad complexion, a deformed body, or a diseased or infirm body. According to ordinary vision, such imperfections may be prominent in the body of a pure devotee, but despite such seeming defects, the body of pure devotee cannot be polluted. It is exactly like water of Ganges, which sometimes during the rainy season are full of bubbles, foam, and mud. The Ganges water do not become polluted. Those who are advanced in spiritual understanding will bathe in Ganges without considering condition of water. So last verse was associating with devotees as per their level of advancement in bhakti. So Madhyamadhikari, Kanishthadhikari and Uttamadhikari, they are all practicing devotees at different levels depending on the past situation, current situation and their faith and inclination to do bhakti. Right? So every devotee is trying to become, or we say every sadhaka is trying to become a devotee, and maybe at Kanishta level or Madhyam level or Uttama level. But to become a devotee, in way it is simple, but in a way it is challenging in this world. So that's why Rupa Goswami giving so many instructions. So when we associate with devotees, we try to differentiate the devotees as explained in the text 5 to offer the respect as per their stage of bhakti. We should be careful what explained in text 6. Bodily conditions does not apply while we try to offer the respects. And many times we are not in a position to differentiate devotee or judge their behavior. So that is the statement given in the last paragraph. Srila Prabhupada writes that advanced devotee or spiritual master is not obliged to listen to the disciple, or not devotee who is not his disciple. The other way around, when we see advanced devotee, or when we say advanced, it's like advanced from ourselves. And a Vaishnav always thinks that everybody is advanced from me. I am the lowest. Right? That's the thought process of a Vaishnava. He never thinks himself to be an advanced devotee. The example is Radharani. Right? She never thinks, or gopis, they never think that they are advanced devotees. When Uddhava went to Vrindavan to deliver message, Krishna's message, he was surprised and astonished to see the devotion of the gopis. And there he admitted, when he came back to Mathura and Dwarka, he admitted to Krishna that we Dwarkavasis were thinking that we are great devotees, but after seeing gopis devotion, I understand that they are the highest. They have highest love for you. A devotee at the level of Uddhava, who is not different from Krishna, right, is associating with Krishna, he acknowledges to Krishna the greatness of gopis. But gopis themselves never felt like that, or they were beyond this way of thinking of who is devotee, what level, and all. They were above that because they were always thinking themselves nothing in front of everybody. There are statements like when gopis ask Uddhava, how is Krishna, what he is doing, he must be very happy. What they say, we are simple village girls, why Krishna will remember us. So, very from the heart, they are thinking themselves to be low. One of the way to follow this is consider yourself as a devotee who is trying, as a sadhaka who is trying to become devotee. Uh, Dasanudas. So that is principle given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to avoid all these problems, right? Where we try to judge, where we try to advise. Sometimes we advise the devotees, right? Or even if we don't advise, many times we see in devotee circle also, devotees are talking with each other and they are talking like, okay, why this guru has done like this, why this guru don't understand how to behave or how to handle this situation. But this shloka clearly mentions that advanced devotee who is at the level of spiritual master or Shiksha Guru or Diksha Guru, they are not obliged to consider what the disabled thinks, right? Or in other way, disabled should not judge, right? That is our position. So we should not. What happens with this judgment and all is actually Srila Prabhupada mentions in the purport is offenses, right? And that unknowingly we do the offenses. Of course, the reaction may be less if unknowingly done, but we already have so many challenges, right? Means if my situation, I am stuck up in the first verse only, right? Vacho vegam, manasa krodh vegam. There only I am stuck up to control these urges of body and senses. That stage itself is, if you are struggling at that stage, or if I am struggling at that stage of bhakti, which is still not start of bhakti, right? If I cannot urge, I cannot control these urges, it's, I'm trying to do bhakti, but I'm still not able to do because I'm still caught up in these bodily needs and bodily requirements and mind's requirements, right? So I'm just at still at the level of this material struggle, right? So at this level, how can I judge a devotee or anybody who is doing bhakti at his best level? That may not be ideal. Somebody trying to do bhakti may not be ideal bhakti or pure bhakti, but am I able to do pure bhakti? Of course, I am trying to do pure bhakti, but I am still not able to do it. So I am also at a level of sadhaka. So the same way, the other devotee who is doing some mistakes or who is doing something wrong or who has some bodily conditions, he may be trying to do pure bhakti, but he is still not able to do it. Right? So at his level, he is trying his best, but is failing. Similarly, we are trying our best, but we fail, right? So from this angle, if we see, everybody is struggling and everybody is trying to progress. So we should not judge or criticize. So here also in this verse also it is said that it's very grossly it is mentioned that body with bad complexion, deformed body, disease, infirm body, Uh, so imperfections, according to ordinary vision, such imperfections may be prominent in the body of pure devotee. So one is physical imperfections and one is the behavior. Right? So uh, devotee's body, devotee's behavior is very personal between that devotee and Krishna, which we cannot judge. Right here, of course, Srila Prabhupada in the purport write about the pure devotees. So, of course, we, or at least I am not that pure devotee, right? So, if somebody judge about me, it's okay because I am still still trying to become devotee, right? I am not become, I am not achieved that. If somebody does some abominable action, yeah, Krishna says, I accept him as devotee, so you should also. Right? So, activities of devotees and dealings of devotees are very difficult to understand, difficult to judge, because the way of going through the anartha nivrutti process is very difficult for every one of us. And somebody does some mistake, somebody does some wrong thing, somebody uses some wrong word, he's going through that process of anartha nivrutti where he's not able to control his senses, right? And he's doing some mistakes. So one of the qualities required in the text force is patience. We should be patient. So if we can have that patience to tolerate the wrongs of the others, I think what Rupa Goswami is trying to tell us, that we will be more internal than external. So and it also is mentioning that if we are considering these bodily problems, then we are committing offense. And the offense at a Vaishnava is still goes further till the Bhava stage. It's not Anartha Nivrutti stage also. After that also, that offense, effect of that offense remains. So, how much careful we should be. Of course, like if we have to be very careful like this, it looks like very impractical to operate in this world. How can I be so careful about everyone and everything? Looks difficult, but I was seeing one video or one interview was there of a Chinese monk. Okay, he's not exactly monk, he's practitioner of their own system, but their routine also of lifestyle, their control of senses, their discipline is very high standard. And why it is so strict and high standard is because their goal or their main sentence is that if you are not disciplined and if you cannot control yourself and your mind, you cannot achieve what you are trying to achieve. Because the mind and body will always divert you. So they are very strict in following this. Uh, then there is Buddhism also, for those who practice the uh, Zen meditation or other types of meditation. Their lifestyle is also very disciplined and strict. So, when we talk about bhakti, then we say bhakti is very easy. It can be done anybody, anytime, any condition. Yeah, true. But still, it is expected that you are disciplined, you are strict in the Vaishnava rules, because our goal is that our goal is the highest goal, right? So we have to be more strict. So that's why these rules and regulations and behavior is very important. One simple point is, if you are chanting 16 rounds, if you are hearing, and this applies to me also, right? If I am anyway doing my 16 rounds, anyway I'm chanting, anyway I'm reading, anyway I'm hearing the classes, I'm spending my time, I'm using my body, so why don't I do it in a disciplined way? So how much discipline you can maintain? how much, why I'm talking about discipline is because discipline gives us strength to control our body and mind, and also guides us when we are doing wrong. I am also struggling with several urges of mind and body and anger and all those things. It's not easy. Why? It is everywhere in Bhagavatam, everywhere in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying control of senses, control of senses. So, why it is so many times mentioned? Because it is difficult. It is not so easy. And the problem that I experienced is, if you think it is easy, it becomes more difficult. That's how the mind tricks you. The mind thinks that, okay, I am now able to control this my habit of eating or sleeping, whatever. At the point when you start thinking, mind starts creating this impression that now I have achieved the control. That is the point where the next failure will come. So that's why it is always every moment to moment, we have to keep this consciousness higher and higher, and avoid this all these things of judging a devotee. Or last verse also it is those who are not, don't criticize devotees. Here also it is mentioned that don't judge on bodily or their behavior. In the first paragraph, Shuddha Bhakti, activity of the soul proper. In other words, engagement in transcendental loving service of the Lord is performed at liberated condition. Right? So, what is liberated condition? When you are free from this material needs, material platform. Okay. So, Shuddha Bhakti, of course, we are practicing, but we should not consider that I am already doing Shuddha Bhakti. We have to judge properly what is our situation, how our body controls us. uh, that is the way to judge it. So of course we have to engage fully in devotional service, uh, and who does not fall down, bhakti yogena sevate, so at once transcends the modes of material nature and comes to the level of Brahman. So, verse looks very simple. Full devotional service, we think, oh, I am chanting, I am reading, I am hearing, I am doing service. Yeah, I am engaged in, but are you able to transcend the mode of material nature? You yourself, if my case I say, no, I am not, I am still in the modes. I am still in the bodily concept. So, like the other day, I was discussing with somebody, and the discussion point was that I am very tired. I am very tired, so my patience level is low. So, the effect of body is there. If your body is tired, if you are caught up with several things, it affects you. That means what? We are still under the nature, modes of nature. They are still controlling us. And the bodily concept and bodily situation is impacting our sadhana. Right? So, we are in this situation, we have to keep doing. So, 9.30, Krishna says, Api chetasu duracharo, even if you commit mistakes, keep doing, keep doing, keep doing. And that is bhakti. We fail every day, we fail every moment, but we keep doing. We keep doing, and at certain point, somehow by the mercy of devotee and Krishna, we will be able to transcend all these problems. So, unalloyed devotion means uh, one way is to keep continuously doing the bhakti in any situation, even if you are failing, even if problems are there, keep doing, and try to keep minimum material motives. Why I am saying try to do it, the statement should be you should not have any material motives. That should be the statement. But is it practically possible? Uh, don't over endeavor. So Bhanu Maharaj, one statement was like, you should not try to do bhakti unpractically, unlogically. What we say, Japanese muriari, just forcing yourself to do. No, you should be yours, because the heart should be there. No? So slowly, gradually, things will happen. That patience we should have. Na? But at the same time, we should keep following all the instructions that Rupa Goswami has given in these 11 verses. uh, and here we also see that, of course, Srila Prabhupada also gives his own experience, right? What Srila Prabhupada experienced when he was expanding this movement, right? That because he has experienced this, that when he brought the foreign devotees to foreign Vaishnavas to India, he got that criticism. He gave them sannyas, he gave them Brahman initiation, and it was not easy for Srila Prabhupada to overcome all these challenges, because he was challenged at every moment in India by different uh, devotees, even his god brothers and Vaishnavas also, right? How can you do like this? So Srila Prabhupada had to go through all these things and all these challenges. So Srila Prabhupada mentions that this approach of a person is not good. And Krishna consciousness should be done by only Indians or only Brahmins. It's not very closed way of thinking. So, what is the time? Yeah. So, Srila Prabhupada faced the challenge. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu faced the challenge. Uh, when Krishna was on this earthly planet, he faced several challenges. Of course, for Krishna it was very easy, and he came to remove the demons. Yes, but we can see by the actions or the challenges they face, was their life was not smooth. Krishna's life was not smooth. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had to go through at certain stage a lot of uh, challenges like Chankazi or the Mayavadis. He has to face those challenges. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also always kept himself below everyone. He will listen to the devotees, what they want, even if he was the master of everybody, guru of everybody, but he always listened to what devotees want to him to do. That position looks like very why I have to hear to everyone and do. But that's what Srila Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taught us, that even if Mahaprabhu wanted to go to Vrindavan, he didn't go till Ramananda Rai and Swarup Damodar. They allowed him to go. Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya, every year he asked them. Every year they delayed somehow. But when they said go, then only Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went. The Patnaik story, we have seen that he was not happy with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu eating. So he controlled eating. Why? To keep a set an example of disciplined life of a Vaishnava, uh, and how his behavior should be towards the other devotees. It's very exemplary, and it's not so easy thing to do. Just to listen to everybody and act according to a proper Vaishnava etiquette. It's a challenging thing to do. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, if we read Chaitanya Charitamrita and he's dealing with different devotees, we can understand that how he dealt with everybody in a different way. So, of course, there is a problem of devotees. While choosing, there is in Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's for Adi Leela, it is 7th chapter, it is very clearly mentioned about Guru also, right? When bodily complexion, bodily deformation, all these things should not be taught while judging or of a pure devotee. There, Chaitanya Krishnaraj Kaviraj Goswami also mentioned about Guru. Like while choosing a Guru, how careful you should be. You should not look at a handsome guru, a guru with many disciples. If I become disciple of this particular guru, everybody will think, oh, I am also great. So there is a little explanation about you should choose guru, and what you should not do. Of course, that is given in the disciple course. But if you read Chaitanya Charitamrita, you get with the purpose of those chapter. Srila Prabhupada has given very detailed information. which has connection to this verse, that how we should choose guru also, not on the body, several things, complexion, everything. People say, oh, the guru should be an Indian guru should be a sannyasi. Expectations, we keep this. But from spiritual perspective, we can understand that Rupa Goswami is clearly telling that bodily situation, your caste, your varna, your ashram does not define your Krishna consciousness. Right here, Rupa Goswami very clearly mentions. So if we are going by that way of thinking, there is some problem in us also. Of course, a particular devotee, particular guru, particular Vaishnav may attract us, may inspire us. So we are attached to that. That is correct. And that is what we should see, that am I able to do anything for this Guru or this Vaishnav? There is one way. So, see, we should read chapter Adilila chapter 7, very detailed information. And this, similar to this, but more deep information is giving. So defects, we should not look at the defects of body. When we say defects of body, includes the actions of devotees. If I speak practically at this level, for me also, if somebody does something wrong or says something wrong, it's not very easy to overlook it. I will naturally notice, how can this happen? How can this devotee do like this? This is a natural reaction, because I am in that stage. I am still not transcendent the modes of nature. So when I see something like this, immediately I go into passion or ignorance. I say, what? How can this person do like this? It's not expected. So many things, right? But I may not be able to stop it today, but I should at least aim to stop it in future, right? That I will minimize this, and I will try to control this. Now I speak. Maybe next year I can keep my goal that even if I find such things, I will not speak. I will think in my mind what, but I will not speak. That is one way, because in Kali Yuga, if you don't speak, but if you mentally do the offense, the reaction is less, right? So that is given, written in Bhagavatam also, like, okay, you have that advantage in Kali Yuga, that you don't at least commit by actions, offense by actions. So like this, slowly we have to judge ourselves and keep improving. And if Krishna thinks that a person doing wrong is still devotee, we can see the several life stories of devotees, that they start devotee practice and devotional service full swing, then after a few years they are down, they commit activities that they are not supposed to do, including myself. It's not that I am judging others, that I am not supposed to do, but I do it. So that is occasional fall down, you say. Complete fall down, people say fall down word is not good. It is actually gap of your service. So when you take this gap, you give up chanting, you give up Krishna consciousness activities, and you start doing the regular activities. That is a complete gap, you can say. But occasional or situational gaps are like what? Okay, I am not supposed to do these things, I am doing this. I am not supposed to criticize somebody, but I criticize devotees, I judge devotees. So that is what? That is the situational, occasional fall or occasional diversion from the devotional practice, right? So that is happening every day for me also. So it is a struggle to move ahead in bhakti and anartha nivrutti. Bhanu Maharaj mentioned that anartha nivrutti is the longest phase if our faith is not strong, so our determination is not strong. So Srila Prabhupada Goswami says you should be enthusiastic to follow these rules, enthusiastic to do the seva. So now it's 8 o'clock. We can continue little bit of this discussion next week also. But for today, if anybody has any comments or questions, we have some time to discuss. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Goswami. We can talk about Goswami little bit. Any comments or any questions or any experiences anybody would like to share? Those who are advanced in spiritual understanding will bathe in Ganges. It's all question of faith. Okay, so shall we stop or somebody wants to say something, share something?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you for the wonderful class.
Hare Krishna.
Um, my takeaway from this class. First, I want to thank Srila Prabhupada. He faced a lot of challenges for this Krishna conscious movement. Because of him, now we are able to read his books and have devotee association.
Yeah.
Thank you for the class. You were very nicely explaining. Thank you so much. And the another thing is, aparadha, Vaishnava aparadha, we must avoid in all the circumstances. That we have to be very careful. All the time, whatever activity we have to do, we have to keep it in the mind. Am I hurting others? That is very important. And another thing, like monotonous, how to say, it is not with heart. We are not. I'm not chanting, just like a duty. Hey, I have to chant 16 round. I have to do this. That's what I'm doing. Um, so of course, the challenges, physically challenges also happens. Mm. So you are telling we have to overcome. We have to keep going. We have to keep doing it. Although I'm not getting any taste to chant also. Taste, I should not say the word taste. I'm not, my mind is wandering. I'm not chanting properly. Lot of offensive way of chanting. So that I feel regret. I'm not doing good. But anyway, I'm like a duty. It's a duty just I'm chanting 16 round.
Mm.
That is a really big challenge, I feel, not chanting properly. And one more thing I thought, sorry, I forgot. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. It's not your problem, it's my problem also. I am not chanting properly, otherwise, I will not face the challenges. Right? So, that's the problem that we all have. And Krishna acknowledges those challenges. Krishna says it's not easy. So, our struggle to do properly is part of bhakti. Krishna is watching that. So, even if we are creating mistakes, doing offenses, and not following it very strictly, still, if you are able to chant every day 16 rounds somehow or other, even if it is not a very focused chanting or it is not uh, with devotion or with full mind or full focus, if you are able to chant 16 rounds somehow or other, or whatever the number of rounds that you decided, if you are able to chant that, you can understand that still the Krishna's mercy is there. Because of all my problems and all my mistakes also, somehow I am chanting. So that is also mercy of Krishna, that okay, he keeps you that uh, little bit of faith and sense of duty also comes from him only, right? That I have to chant it. Whatever some many times I also don't have time in office and all. I have to chant on train, while driving, while doing some work, I have to chant. But somehow, if you are able to complete 16 rounds, at least whatever I promised, I'm doing that. May not be pure, may not be good, but at least I'm doing. So that is also uh, mercy of Krishna, I think. Otherwise, it's very easy to. Sometimes it happens that okay, today it's no energy and I cannot chant. If you don't chant 16 rounds today, if you are initiated, nobody will understand. right? Only you will know. You didn't finish your rites, right? But that is the very stage which is very alarming when your thoughts come like this. So there is some problem happening, some offenses happening. You are not following the rules, or you are doing the things that you are not supposed to do. So this is also one of the 10 offenses, right? Doing chanting but cremating. The 10th offense is like, even after understanding so many instructions on this matter, to keep the material attachments. This is offense against the chanting. So offenses are happening every day. I also hear every day. I also did 10 offenses every day. But still I have material attachments, bodily urges. I am not able to control. That is the situation. So those type of offenses keep happening, but still we keep doing. That is also Krishna's mercy, if you are able to do. So we should be always, even if we do as a duty, that is also a very difficult thing in Kali Yuga. I heard in one class that in Kali Yuga, the situation is so down that a person who is married, or a family person, the husband or wife or children, they don't do their prescribed duties also. Like husband is supposed to take care or earn money. uh, he is not able to do that also. Wife is not able to do the her own duties also in Kali Yuga. Very difficult, right? So if we are able to chant in Kali Yuga, we should be grateful to our Vaishnava's mercy and Krishna's mercy that somehow or other in this situation also I am able to chant. So that actually helps. I have experienced that actually helps, that yeah, somehow in my this downgraded situation also I am able to do is Krishna's mercy, right? And Srila Prabhupada's mercy, like you mentioned. Somehow Srila Prabhupada gave these books that by reading them we get that determination. Thank you very much, Mataji.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much for the wonderful class and explanation. Just wanted to ask you this thing. Maybe the uh, part where there is like a ABC thing for chanting, like some lecture or somewhere. If you could point to something like that, it will be very helpful, Prabhuji, because the struggle mainly is with chanting.
Yeah. Yeah, so there are several classes about these, like Mahatma Prabhu does the seminar. Mahatma Prabhu, Srila Prabhupada disciple, he has done there for several seminars on chanting, and he has given some steps. I will try to find out if I have that document with me. He has given the steps to basics of chanting, something that sentence is. But if I find out that, I will give those documents. I will share in the group. But he has what Mahatma Prabhu has told, that to chant with faith, we need sense of gratitude. That is very important. That you should be grateful for whatever opportunities, whatever you have got in your life. If you are grateful to Krishna for that, then that will give you interest in chanting, focus in chanting. And he also mentioned that to chant, if you want to really chant, you should fix the timing of chanting, you should fix the place where you chant. All the Goswamis, uh, their place of sadhana was fixed, time of sadhana was fixed, and they will not do till their daily sadhana is done. They will not start in doing the normal activities. Even if we see Srila Prabhupada disciples now, many of them or most of them have this routine of doing their sadhana, morning sadhana. chanting sadhana. They fix the timing. I've seen Maharaj and gurus, and they wake up at particular time, whatever time they sleep, they wake up and they do their chanting first. A whole day they are busy, they more busy than we can imagine. Okay, that is my one realization, that we think that I am doing job and I am doing bhakti also, so I am busy, and or Matajis may think that I am looking after family in Japan, cleaning clothing, everything. I am busy. Prabhus like me also think I am very busy. But our busyness is different. The busyness of this Srila Prabhupada disciples is very different. They are putting all their time in this devotional service from morning till night. So many problems they have to hear to, they have to answer to. It's not only we 4 5 devotees now, all over the world they are traveling. So all over, every time devotees are asking them about problems and solutions. So many things they have to do, so many challenges they are facing, ISKCON is facing, not easy to manage. So they are also very busy. But I remember my one conversation with Gauranga Prabhu, maybe 10 12 years back, when because they are also very busy, right, when during the yatra and everything. So chanting, the importance given to chanting by, say, me or by anybody, depends on ourselves. If I think that all my devotional service depends on my chanting, then I will give that importance to that chanting. Not only my chanting, but others chanting also. If somebody is chanting, and I see that this person is really trying to chant now, whether I will go to disturb him, or if I am trying to chant, whether I will like somebody to disturb him. When I am trying to chant, already I am struggling. Okay, that is, everybody should understand that if I am trying to fix my 1 hour of chanting, that is not easy to focus 1 hour. Is that similarly, if somebody else is trying to do, we should have that mutual cooperation type of thing. So if you think that chanting is the most important thing, then you will prioritize it. Prioritize does not mean that I've seen devotees who wake up at 2:30 or 3 o'clock in the night. Why they wake up so early? Because they say, if I don't chant my rounds, at least my 12 to 13 rounds now, at this point of time, in the full day I don't have time to chant in focused. So they adjust their lifestyle according to that. They sleep at 8 o'clock and then they wake up. They know tomorrow is going to be very busy. They close the day very early, 8 8:30. They sleep and they wake up at 3 o'clock and then chant. So these are few tips that Mahatma Prabhu gave. I will try to find out that document, but actually, yeah, uh, ABCD, if you ask, from my perspective, is, do we understand that our devotional bhakti or devotional service or progress depends on chanting? If you know that, if you means I also, it's not only you Mataji, me also. If I know that, if we know that, that yes, chanting is the most important part of the devotional service, we should give it a priority. So today, like today is Saturday, right? So what I did, I could have wake up at 4 a.m. if I think chanting is important, but I woke up at 6 o'clock. Why? Because I was very tired from 1 week of office. So my body needs that rest. So I took rest, right? So then now, okay, we are doing class, we are discussing. So after that 1 hour I can chant focused, right? Whatever focus I am able to do, I will do, right? So we have to keep that timing and that determination. That's what I think, with feeling of gratitude to Srila Prabhupada and Vaishnavas, right? Then I think we will be able to chant.
And Prabhuji, also, since you were also saying the mind wanders, it is easier to now probably for me or maybe Shravanam, like
Not able
some
to hear.
Bhagavad Katha. So in those cases, it feels like chant. My mind tries to tell me better. You will be better doing that instead of.
Mataji,
Am I audible?
your voice is so much breaking, we are not able to hear.
Am I audible now? Prabhuji? Sorry,
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 Mataji,
Prabhuji. Am I
we
audible
were,
now?
we were not able to hear anything. Your voice was
Am I
so much,
better audible now, Prabhuji?
little bit better now.
Okay, so I was saying like it is easier to engage the mind in Kirtan or Shravanam compared to like struggling to chant one round.
Hmm.
So how to address that, Prabhuji? Because the mind picks the easier option of, oh, why if you are not able to chant one round, then if you are able to focus completely on Krishna during the Kirtan, or if you are hearing about Krishna's glories, then that probably seems to be better use of that time instead of fighting with the mind. Do these. So how to address that, Prabhuji?
Yeah, so sometimes it will happen that at this time I am not able to focus on chanting. So if at that time you are able to focus on reading, yeah, you at that particular moment you can do reading or kirtan, but that does not replace your one round. So now you are not able to chant. Okay, fine, you read, but you have to do that round maybe after 1 hour or 2 hours. So sometimes it happens that at particular situation, at particular moment, you cannot focus on chanting. Yeah, then it's fine. Some devotees, what they do, even if you are not able to focus, they try to focus. They keep trying, keep trying, keep trying at that particular moment also. Sometimes they succeed, sometimes we cannot succeed. So it is wise that if you are not able to focus, you read or do kirtan. But remember, the mind is so tricky that whenever you will try to do that one round, it will say, now I am not able to focus. I will do later. So that is a challenge that we may face from mind. Okay, it will try to divert every moment, and that's how this what we say illusionary energy or Maya, what we say, right, works. It diverts us. It diverts us slowly, slowly, slowly. So we have to be careful. 1 day, 2 days, fine, but if it's happening regularly, we have to check why it is happening. Does that help?
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Any other points? Comment? Okay. Thank you very much, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for giving time and this opportunity to discuss. It helps me also a lot.
Hare
Thank you very
Krishna.
much,
Thank you
Prabhuji.
so much,
Hari Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Jiva Goswami ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Thank you,